morning. How you doing? This is Apocalypse Tours. Happy Sunday to you. How's your hangover today? How's it going? Is it going okay? Excellent. On the show today, about 30-minute show. We have the PIcard news for you. The first 10-15 minutes of the show, we got some PIcard news for you. I put a couple of videos out over the weekend, some spoilers. But you guys have been asking me a lot of questions in the comments section, and one question that kept coming up was, where is Jurati and where is the Season 2 Borg Queen? I got the answer for you. Not only do I have the answer, but I have the answer from the horse's mouth. Yeah, I got it from Terry Metalis. So, we got the answer to that question. A few more of your questions as well related to PIcard, and I've not spoke about it yet. Episode 9, how good was that? I've been chatting about what's coming in the future, but I've not had a chance to just sit down and make a few points. So we'll be doing that as well. Might get a little bit spoilery towards the end of the PIcard conversation, but don't worry. I'm going to flag that. There'll be some big arrows and whistles. Don't worry. Stay tuned. So, first 10-15 minutes, we're talking PIcard. Going to answer that Jurati question for you. Second part of the show today is all about movies. Went to the cinema 8 times last week. Four times. I went Monday through Thursday last week. Saw 5 movies. I'm in Bangkok, Thailand at the moment. There's a really cheap and really nice movie theatre near me. So I've been going there. I've seen some pretty crazy stuff in a movie theatre this week. I want to talk about that. I saw somebody eating popcorn with a face mask on. It was very distracting. I couldn't concentrate on the film. I was too busy watching them. And back end of the show, it's the new year. It's the Thailand New Year at the moment. We've just finished the New Year celebrations. They go on for a week, and it involves a lot of water. Basically, the capital city turns into a giant water fight for a couple of days. Be chatting about that. Songkran Festival. Sawadee Kap to my Thai listeners. Happy Songkran to you. That is what's coming up on the show today. It's about 30 minutes long, so hope you can stick around. First of all, before we get into the Jurati Borg Queen stuff and all of the PIcard Season 3, just before we get into that, let me just have a little of my coffee. Happy Sunday. Yeah. All right, this show is sponsored by one of you guys. Yeah, thanks to all the new subscribers over the last couple of weeks. There's been quite a few hundred of you, so thank you so much. It means the world to me. And if I get the information from YouTube that you've subscribed and I see you've got your own channel, I go and have a look, see what you're doing. And I just chose this subscriber because I've just really liked his channel. So DJ Gene X. Thanks for subscribing. I really like your channel. So go check it out. Gene X is an old school, he's an analog DJ. He's DJing on 2 turntables with records. Something I used to do. So I respect the craft. And yeah, really like his music. Sort of stuff I used to play. I've just been listening to some before the show. It got me pumped. So go check out his channel, Gene X. Link in the video description below. I think he's on 900 and something subscribers. So you dig what he's doing, give him a subscription. Help him get to that magic 1,000. And if you are a new subscriber and you want a shout out, reach out to me on Twitter at Apocalypse Tours. And if there's anybody out there with some real money and they want to sponsor, just forget the money. Yeah, forget the money. Just, we need a chair. Look. Look. We need a chair. So, if there's anybody in the chair business, you know, and you can hook me up, my ass will thank you. No, not like that. My back, especially, my back will really thank you. Yeah, my ass will thank you. Okay. And for those that have been asking in the comments, yeah, I dress like this all the time. This is my urban wear: swimming trunks, swimming shorts, and various degrees of loud shirts. All right, let's get into this. Let's get into the PIcard stuff. It's Apocalypse Tours. Happy Sunday to you. Let's get into the first part of the show. All right, let's get into the PIcard stuff. Just before we do the Jurati Season 2 Borg Queen question, let's just do this for a moment first. This will only take a minute. I've just seen this on Twitter today. I've just started following him. Julian Brown, I think the guy's called. This is brilliant. This is what it means. This is Julian when we saw the big reveal when the crew came out onto the old Enterprise D bridge. I've had to mute the volume because of the copyright, but yeah, look at him. He's on his feet. Yeah, there's a man tear there. I relate. That was me, basically. Julian, I did the same thing. I teared up. I stood up. It was glorious. It really was. So there you go, Julian Brown on Twitter. Go follow him. Go say hello. Tell him Apocalypse Tours sent you, because, yeah. Julian. Yeah. That's how most of us felt, my friend. Absolutely. Okay. Borg Queen. Borg Queen, where is Jurati? Terry Metalis has been speaking. He replied to a tweet. So now we know. And while I was doing this little bit of digging to find this, I've been reading a lot about the production for Season 3 of PIcard. I just want to say one thing before we go any further. Terry Metalis, your writing team, your production team, the set designers, everybody, just thank you so much. I've read about the budget constraints you had, the time constraints that you had. You know, they rebuilt the original Enterprise D bridge. That they rebuilt that set, and they only had it for 2 days before they had to take it all apart again. Now, if anyone creative will know how frustrating that must have been for the set designers to go through all of that painstaking work to do really beautiful, great work, guys, and then have to take it apart after 2 days because of budget. It must be heartbreaking. But having seen what those guys were working with there, Terry Metalis and your entire team, costumes, sets, everybody, it's amazing you got a TV show out, and to put a show out of absolute quality like this under the conditions, just thank you very much. Thank you so much. Okay, let's get into this Borg Queen thing. Here is the tweet from Terry Metalis when he was asked what had happened to the Jurati and the Borg Queen and if she would be coming in Season 2. He had this to say: that was an alternate faction of the Borg from an alt timeline. History was not rewritten. The real Borg was still in the Delta Quadrant after poisoned by Janeway. Agnes, Nye's Borg, are distracted guarding a transwarp conduit across the galaxy. Shaw explains this in 304. So 304 referring to episode number 4. Clever. So there's your answer. So to anybody asking, where's the Borg Queen? Where's Agnes? Is Agnes gonna turn up and save the day? Looks like the answer's no. Now, if you saw my spoiler videos that I put out a couple of days ago, one of them, I'm absolutely banking on it. I'm confident. Let's put it this way. I was confident last week with the Borg when I did that reveal, and I'm even more confident about this one. All I'm going to say. And I'm going to drink my coffee. Tastes good today. Cyan blend. Good stuff. All right. So, episode 9. You know, I started watching that because I've got a bit more of a vested interest in it since I started doing these spoiler videos a couple of weeks back. I've been a bit more invested in each episode because I'm not getting this information direct. I'm going out, I'm doing my detective thing, I'm reading between the lines, I'm hunting down tweets from a couple of years ago. I'm really getting into it, doing my due diligence. So I put these things out, and it kind of gives me a little bit, because I know you guys are going to destroy me in the comments section if I'm wrong. So, there's a little bit of tension going into each episode. So once the Borg was revealed at the start of episode 9, I stood up, yes, patted myself on the back a couple of times, took a deep breath, and settled down into the episode. When they went to the old Enterprise D, I was not expecting a recreation of the bridge. And when that happened, just like our friend was at the start of this section, I had big old man tears. I was on my feet. It was absolutely fantastic. There's a few elements to this plot and this story which don't make a great deal of sense. There's a lot of convenient things happening just to make things happen, but who cares? This is real fan service. This is fantastic. And while I was watching that scene, while I was watching everyone together on the bridge of the Enterprise, I couldn't help but have one thought. And that thought was this. If Disney Star Wars had have done that, if they had taken Han, Luke, and Leia and Chewie and did some convenient plot stuff and got them all together on the Millennium Falcon, would the internet have melted? And would the box office have exploded? And would you all still be talking about that today? Am I right? You would, right? Exactly. So this Season 3 of PIcard is a great lesson in what you can do if you just put the fans first, put all your politics to one side, and just write a fun story that's going to make people happy. Because that's entertainment, right? Yeah, it's escapism. That's what we're here for. We just want to have fun. Don't want to be preached at. Man, that was so good. I can't wait for this week. I really can't. It's a 60-minute... Am I right with this? It's a 60-minute show this week. The finale is... It's 60-minute less commercials. So it's going to be about 47, 50 minutes. Am I right with that? Because there's a lot to do. Really, there is a lot. I hope they can pull it off. I really hope they can do the end justice. Really do. I'd love an extra couple of episodes. Just another 2 episodes, just so it could breathe, But again, as I said at the start of this section, what I've been reading about the budget that they had. Wow. Whew, seriously. All right, the other question been asked was, this was from Metal Geared on Twitter. Really like this guy. Go and follow him on Twitter. Metal Geared is a gamer. He's really into his Star Trek. He's been, just been kind enough to retweet some of what my tiny little Twitter account has been putting out, which has been a really big help. And he asked this question, so we got an answer to it. The question was about bringing back the voice of Majel Barrett. Rest in peace, Majel. And it was quite a good question because he was asking, well, how did they recreate the voice? And you automatically assume it would have been through AI, because I don't know if you've been following AI or not, but you can take about 2 minutes of a conversation with someone and get AI. Is that the edible kicking in? You can take 2 minutes of a conversation with someone and get artificial intelligence to basically be that person. This whole deep fake thing that we see these days. But they recorded this season 3 a couple of years ago, so they didn't have the technology. Wasn't at that point then. I found this in Collider when they're talking about bringing back the voice of Major Barrett. And this is what showrunner Terry Matalas had to say. He said it had to be her, and then we went back and forth as to whether or not we use AI. But at the time of doing it, it wasn't quite there, so we used clips from Star Trek The Next Generation to make it even more authentic. But it had to be her and that ship, or else it wasn't right. Absolutely. Absolutely. And just before we wrap up this Star Trek PIcard section and move on to the movies, just before we tie this down, Shaw, Captain Shaw, just best new character in what, 20 years? And you killed him. All right, okay. I put a video out a couple of weeks ago saying, sign that petition, make Star Trek Legacy happen. But you killed the best character. So, yeah, screw that show. I'm not interested anymore. Only joking. Really looking forward to it. Got a few more PIcard videos to come out this week. Got a 3 things you need to know video that should be out later today. And I'm going to try and do a couple of other fun things as well, because you guys were really on fire last week in the comments. Had some really funny suggestions from you. I want to try and do something else along those lines. All right, movies. My favourite thing. I love going to the movies. So here we go. All right, so for those that haven't seen the videos, I'm out here in Bangkok, Thailand at the moment, and my local movie theatre does this thing in the morning where it's 99 Thai baht is the local currency to go and watch a movie, which is it's about $3. So most mornings I go to this pretty nice kind of old school multiplex movie theatre. It's close to where I'm staying. Going there's great. The journey, I get to take a little boat up the river, and I got on this little red bus, and I take the sky train, and that takes me to this little skywalk, which just leads me direct into the movie theatre. It's really great. I see quite a few movies this week. It's the holiday season right now. I usually sit in these morning movies. There's usually me and maybe 1 or 2 other people. You know, a lot of the time I get the theatre to myself, which is the sort of thing I really love. It's such a real luxury, isn't it, when you get a full movie theatre to yourself. But it's the holiday season here at the moment, so it's the New Year holiday celebrations. It's the Thai New Year, the Songkran time of year. So the movie theatres, understandably, are packed. And it's the sort of people you can tell. You know, if I was in the UK, I'd be saying the same thing. But it's the sort of people who maybe go and see a movie once or twice a year. So, I was watching one movie. It was a Thai movie. It was a great movie. Really enjoyed it. It was a comedy about. I can't pronounce the name of this movie. It was a comedy. It was about a monk and a shaman, and they took magic mushrooms, and they were getting chased by some angry god who was firing bolts of lightning at them. It was fantastic. But there was somebody in the theatre, and they're on my row, and they were just sat a little bit away from me, and they had the face mask. They had this face mask thing on, and the big tub of popcorn, which I sat down and thought, well, this is going to be interesting, right? I want to see how you eat the big tub of popcorn with the mask. And they sat there for the entire movie, and they pinch the front of the mask with their fingers, and they pull it up just a little bit and feed popcorn through the side of the mask, and then the mask would go back down, and they'd chew the popcorn, obviously swallow it, and then lift it again and feed a little bit more popcorn through, which for most of the movie I was watching them because it was fascinating. It was like some sort of David Attenborough Animals in the Wild sort of thing. It's just it was amazing. Anyway. Saw some great films this week. Saw a fantastic piece of Thai cinema this week, which was one of the best horror movies I've seen in a long time. Last week, it got out here late. I went to see The Offering, which I believe was out over the Friday the 13th period in the States, which was supposed to be a supernatural horror movie, The Offering. It was absolute garbage. And I saw this brilliant Thai movie. It was called Home for Rent. That was the translation for it, Home for Rent. If you find it on any streaming services or you can get hold of the copy of this, check it out. It's fantastic. It's based on a true story. It's based on true events. It's about a guy who becomes involved in a cult, a demonic cult, a bunch of Satanists, basically. It's all about black magic and which is really interesting because in this part of the world where I am at the moment in Southeast Asia, black magic's a real thing. Once you get out of the cities and you go north into the far reaches of Cambodia and Thailand and Laos, you get up into the villages and places like that. There's a lot of belief in black magic. There's witch doctors. There's all that kind of stuff. And I don't discredit these things. I don't discredit anything. In my opinion, everything is possible until it is proven to be impossible. So this movie was really interesting, considering it comes from a culture where black magic is a thing, and as I say, it was based on a true event. Really, really interesting movie. Fantastic acting. I know a lot's been made of South Korean cinema recently. There's been quite a lot of South Korean. There was the Squid Games was the big streaming hit. There's been a couple of movies as well. So there's been a lot made of East Asian cinema recently. But I've been really surprised with the quality of Thai cinema that I've been watching. When I compare Home for Rent to The Offering, which I saw the week before, Home for Rent is head and shoulders above it. When I look at the budgets for the two movies, they're a million miles apart. This Home for Rent was made on a tiny budget, and it didn't feel that way. There was some brilliant old school effects in it as well, which I really liked. It's one thing I've really been liking about Thai cinema. The movie that I can't pronounce the name of, about the monk and the shaman, was a brilliant scene in it with like some real old school effects and a demon. And the solution to the demon was this guy headbutted it. I just thought it was fantastic. So the effects have been really good. It's been great seeing things that isn't so computer graphic, so CGI integrated, just to see some good old school special effects using, puppets and stuff like that, and someone with their hand actually going through a mattress. It's just refreshing to see stuff like that. And in my opinion, a lot of the time, it looks better than the CGI. So Home for Rent, absolutely fantastic. If you can come across that movie, I highly recommend it. What else did I watch this week? I saw a brilliant bit of anime from Japan. I believe it's out at the moment. Suzume, which would be Suzanne in Japanese. Suzume. Which was fantastic. It's a beautiful road journey. It's like a coming of age road journey that involves a talking chair. A girl falls in love with a talking chair and go on a journey. It's a wonderful, wonderful movie. I thought the animation was beautiful. It was incredibly touching. I loved every minute of it. It really was fantastic. I want to go back and see it again this week because it was in a full theatre. The movie theatre was absolutely packed. And as I was saying before, it's a lot of people who probably only go and watch a movie once a year. So it was a bit noisy in there. There was a lot of talking. I hate that. What about you guys? You're in a movie theatre and people are talking and dropping buckets of popcorn, and I hate that. So I want to go back this week, watch it again when it's quiet. But yeah, if it's on streaming, well worth checking out. Suzume, really loved that. Great movie. I caught Wick again. I went to see John Wick 4 again. It's been a few weeks. Really, really enjoyed it. I know I put a review out walking through the streets of Bangkok, and unfortunately, the audio quality isn't too great on it. But yeah, I really loved Wick 4. That was incredible. Really, really good. Go check out that review. I stand by everything that I said in that review. Really fantastic movie. There's a couple of good ones out this week as well. So what I'm going to do on the channel is start putting them out as movie reviews. So doing some really short, straight to the point, couple of minute movie reviews where I don't actually tell you the plot or the story or anything. It's just, is this any good? Should I watch it? That's it. That's all you want to know out of a movie review. Don't want telling any backstory. I don't want to know anything. I want to go in there cold, watch it, and enjoy it. So, let's start putting some of them out on the channel this week. All right. So, the New Year celebrations here in Thailand. I'm out here at the moment. I'm living in a really local part of town. I put a few videos out about this. Got a few more kind of vlogs going to be coming out because, what can I say? Life's pretty interesting at the moment. Life's pretty interesting. So I'm going to start putting some vlogs out so you guys can see what's going on. I live in a really local neighborhood out here in Thailand. Like, really local. There's not many foreigners in this little area that I'm living, and it's just been the new year. So if you don't know, April is the hottest time of year in Southeast Asia. It's just before the monsoon comes in, and the humidity kicks up. It's 40, 100 degrees Fahrenheit plus 40 degrees Celsius most days. Rarely gets under 30 degrees Celsius in the nighttime. Sweaty as hell trying to sleep. And it reaches a peak of heat in about mid-April, which coincides with the New Year celebrations for Thai people. Part of those celebrations is water and throwing water at people. So you see people walking down the street with super soakers. You walk past bars and restaurants, and there's people throwing ice buckets of water at you. There's a huge water fight takes place in the centre of Bangkok each year, with thousands of people listening to rave music and running around with super soakers shooting each other. It's fantastic. You'll see elephants spraying water at people. You'll see the fire department out with fire trucks and big hoses just hosing people down. And, you don't mind it because it's so hot. Just getting hit by a bucket of water, it's really pleasant. It cools you down. If you're expecting it, if I went out to get some groceries, I was out buying my oat milk the other day. I was on my way to the supermarket, and I got a bucket of water over me. It's totally unexpected. But hey, it's all part of the fun. And people wear these crazy sort of like bright, crazy shirts and just run around getting drunk and going crazy. It's a lot of fun. So I'm going to start putting some more vlogs out about what's going on down here, because it's Bangkok. It's a cool city. It's a great city. I love Bangkok. It's a real pleasure to be here at the moment. It's strange circumstances that brought me here, and just trying to do the best that I can at the moment. Trust me, I'm not kind of doing that sipping mojitos on the beach and living it large. I'm kind of living in the cheapest room I could find in the whole of Bangkok, and just trying to get by people, Don't get the wrong idea, please. So I'll start putting some more stuff out about that. It's kind of what I want to do with the channel. It's not all going to be about entertainment. There's a lot of things I want to start doing here. So it'd be great if you can subscribe. If you're already subscribed, you could stick around over the next couple of weeks. Gonna try and grow this thing out a little bit, see what I can do with it. So, yeah. I think that's about it for today. Want to start doing some live streams as well. I said once I got to about the 1,500 towards the 2,000 subs mark, I'd start doing some live streams. Just so I wasn't sat here talking to myself, because it's a bit demotivating when you're talking to yourself. So now some of you guys are kind enough to be subscribing. Start thinking about some live streams. So when's a good time of day for me to do it? Because I'm 12 hours in your future. So I was thinking the morning, as I know kind of everyone's streaming in the evening and the night time and the afternoon, but I've got this luxury of being kind of 12 hours in front of you. So while you're sleeping, I can be preparing. So I was thinking of doing some morning streams, morning your time, which should be morning US and afternoon UK. So let me know if you think that's a good idea. When would be a good time to start live streaming? All right. I think that's it. We're done. We're done. If you want to reach out and contact me, I'm on Twitter at Apocalypse Tours. Go hit me up there. You can DM me if you want to contact me direct. Have a chat. I try to reply to as many comments as I can, so hit me in the comments section. Hope you enjoyed the show today. Want to be doing more of these. I know it disappeared for a week after the run-in with the Whovians. I had a run-in with the Doctor Who fans. Yeah. They're vicious. Whoa, don't upset the Whovians. Anyway, thanks for watching. This is Apocalypse Tours. We're out.